All right, so there's a lot of stuff to go over before we get to the individual characters, but the first thing that I want to do is I want to go over this piece. Something that I talk a lot about within my content is the fact that I believe Capcom should be dropping patches every time a character drops. And I'm very happy that they did this with Ed. With a new character should be a meta shift. And I've seen a few changes, and I do think the meta is going to shift. But this is the kind of stuff that I believe that they should be doing. I'm also happy to see that before we get into the characters, there's almost like this, like idea, this overarching a goal for what they want. And I think this is really good communication. I think it's a healthy way to talk to the players and what their goals are for character balance. So we're going to go over it's a lot of stuff beforehand, but before we started, I just wanted to say, when I talked about balance changes, I wasn't even talking about a patch this big, but some of the changes that they made sense from what I've seen. They make sense. And also, it's not a complete dumpstering of the characters that were strong, and they can always reiterate later. So if we look at a character like JP that got a lot of changes, if he proves to not be good, in 3 months when they drop Akuma, they can always go, okay, cool, we're going to buff him up again. And now, in 3 months, the turnaround time for it, JP is in a good place, that he's not so destructive, but also he's not helpless. Does that make sense? So kudos to Capcom. I think this is really good, and I'm really hyped for it. So let's go over it. With this update, we've added some balance adjustments to a few characters. These were made with the following objectives in mind. Improve characters that could not fully express their individual potential. Improve techniques that were clearly difficult to use. Weaken elements that controlled an opponent's actions too severely. So this is very, very broad. Basically, what the first one is saying that, hey, there's characters on the bottom tier that, like, they're not where we want to be. The second thing is, like, there's something about these moves that really aren't getting the value that they could. And it's not because the moves themselves were bad, but maybe there was some outside factor. Think like Jamie's drink system. Like, the techniques were just hard to get to. It's hard to get to that higher drink level. And to weaken elements that controlled an opponent's actions too severely. And I'm assuming this is just like nerfs, right? So when we look at like hurt boxes and such, right? So they go over each of these individual things. This is my view of it, but let's see what they say about it. One, improve characters that could not fully express their individual potential. Most of these adjustments focus on Jamie and Ryu. Jamie is a character whose potential improves the higher his drink level gets, exactly. But there was a lot of work required to unlock that potential. It was difficult for him to show what he was capable of. For this update, we looked to alleviate this issue by increasing the number of ways he can increase his drink level. So one of the things I said for Jamie was, I don't have a problem with him having to work hard to get his drinks. My issue was that some of his moves were locked too high up. So Bakai, for an example, is drink level 2. I had wondered what it would be like if it was drink level 1. But what they did instead was they looked at an issue that he had, and they went about it in a different way. They gave him more ways to drink, which increased his drink level quicker, which unlocked his moves quicker. So that's a really good way to look at the problem. I had a different view. I think what they're saying here is a better route, and I expect this from them. They're the devs. While Ryu looks like a character that has been carefully balanced when viewed in a vacuum, he has had a few elements to his gameplay that stick out. And in the standard character category, his individuality is a bit thin. To address this point, we've made adjustments so that it's easier to make use of his Hadouken and increase the number of ways the players could incorporate his Hashigeki into their gameplay. So I get concerned about Ryu. They always have this boner for, like, the character's bad, and then they buff the hell out of him, and it still doesn't do much. But they also have this issue where there's something about his game plan that was sharp, and when they, like, make other things better, he still has that first sharp thing. So the first thing I think about is Donkey Kick. Donkey Kick was a move that he could, like, throw out and be relatively safe, susceptible to, like, to a perfect parry, but also drive impact. But hard to punish, right? So, like, he's got changes to Hashigeki, but he also still has Donkey Kick. Do you see what I'm saying? Improved techniques that were clearly difficult to use. We've improved to techniques that were difficult to connect with in their combos that were unreliable anti. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so I viewed it in a different way. This is just like consistency with certain options. That's fair. Weaken elements that controlled an opponent's actions too severely. We primarily looked at techniques that were very strong as defensive measures for carry characters. We felt that in the neutral and while on defense, there were some techniques that were low risk but yielded high return, JP. Therefore, we've weakened those techniques that controlled an opponent's actions too severely. This sentence just basically sounds like AI gibberish, right? Regarding Ken's throw, while this is an offensive attack, he winds up in an ideal situation no matter where he is, which creates too much pressure, particularly for characters that don't have invincible attacks. In order to alleviate this situation when his throw lands in the corner of the screen, it's a weird way to say it, we've made it so that he is in a slightly worse situation after the throw. We feel that the adjustments made during the update cover more area than previous battle adjustments, but we look to even out the balance of the game without changing anything just drastically. This means that there are some characters that have absolutely no changes and some characters that were only weakened, but we are looking at performing an overall balance adjustment in the future that will affect characters not touched in this update. We appreciate your patience and we will work toward that. I make a lot of videos and sometimes people say things like having quicker balance changes isn't good, or you don't want to mess with the game too much. But here's the deal. As time goes on, more people come around. They're like, this game is boring. Right? This game is boring and we need to shake the game up. Yeah, we need to shake the game up like 6 months ago. You know what I mean? So I'm glad to see this. I'm also glad that they clearly express why they did things, and this kind of communication is good. I like it a lot. The only thing that I wish they would do better is instead of just dropping this and saying this is why we do it, I would like them to do like a blog or like a vlog where they get on camera and they say things like, hey, we have a balance patch that's going to come up. We plan to look at things like this, and this, because like we're going to give you like a little taste. Ryu, we don't think is in a good place. We're going to look at moves like Hashigeki, so look forward to it. All right, all fighters. Let's see what we got. Modern controls. Fix an issue where if a player using modern controls would perform a special move using the SP button, scaling would not be applied to that special if its activation overlapped with screen darkening. Oh, interesting. So glad they fixed that. Modern and dynamic controls added the option to allow for normal throws to be mapped to its own button. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that wasn't a thing. Please note that it will automatically be assigned to the L trigger as the default setting. Fair enough. Armor. Fix an issue where an attack with super armor properties like drive impact is in the middle of a hit stop due to absorbing an attack, and an attack with armor break properties would not cause an armor break. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for changing that. Drive rush. Fix an issue where if both players perform a drive rush at the same time, one player's movement would be slightly slower. I saw this happen, and I wonder how many times this happened to people and they just didn't know. This is something that Chris T had talked to F-Champ, where they were talking about this. And we've seen a few things where if they performed it at the same time, like one player would be slower. I didn't know if this was a feature or a flaw, but I'm glad that they've addressed this. This should make drive rush more consistent, and a move and a technique that is like very inconsistent. Like this is a good change. Perfect parry. Fix an issue where under specific conditions, a perfect parry would occur, even though the drive parry absorbed the attack after the third frame of its startup. That's not good. Thank you for fixing it. Fix an issue where the input buffer, as the input buffer time for a reversal after blocking attack would change depending on block's recovery, but the drive reversals and other attacks were not properly set. I wish they gave an example for this. I'm always very interested when it comes to the input buffering. Let's get into the individual characters. First and foremost, the cover boy, Luke, second place at Capcom Cup 10. Crouching medium punch. Boom, boom, boom. 3 frames added of recovery added when the attack missed. Okay. Size of his feet hurt boxes between... I did a video going over hitboxes and hurtboxes and the inconsistencies of that. I don't know if I talked about Luke, but I know I went over it in the initial recording, how I said that his foot didn't have a hurt box. And one thing that I talked about is like, sometimes the hurt boxes just aren't there in places where they should be. Like I think JP on his crouching medium punch, his little, right? His head doesn't have a hurt box. So maybe they adjust that. But stuff like this here, like, this should have been changed a long time ago. But very glad to see it. Size of his arm hurt box from frame 19 onwards has been extended, which means that you can whiff punish him better. I love to see it. Yeah. Thing about this move here is that they adjusted it, and I'm really glad to see this. However, Devil's avocado, right? It seems like Capcom wants mediums to be strong, right? Especially medium punches. A lot of characters have plus frames on this, or a lot of characters use these buttons as their whiff punish. Stoneforge, thank you for the follow. A lot of characters use these buttons for their whiff punish. And it almost feels like a lot of characters are supposed to have like quick attacks. They're 6 frames, they're 7 frames, blah, blah, blah. But also they retract quickly. So I wonder if they're testing the waters, if they want to dial back a lot of these buttons here. Maybe Luke is like the test. And if so, we should be very concerned for Jury. Because Jury's crouching medium punch is very good, but it's not like incredibly cheap with the hurt box. Like you can whiff punish that move. So I'm concerned about things like this, because this might be a test to change their vision of these buttons. Aerial flash knuckle. The landing recovery for this move is performed at the peak of the jump, and misses have been extended by 7 frames. Okay, cool. Can't just get out the corner for free. Change the trajectory when this move is performed at the peak of the jump and misses. Okay, so maybe it won't go as far. Size of the feet hurt box has been extended from frame 16 to the move, so maybe you can hit him out of it easier as he goes over you. No changes made to the charge. Oh, interesting. Only the aerial... Wait, no changes made to the charge version? I thought we were talking about the charge version. Huh? Okay. Luke players, did they cook? I don't know. Vulcan Blast. The size of the body hurt box between frames 1 and 5 has been extended. This is interesting. I feel that this is like the best Super Art 1. And it's because it almost feels like you can't contest it. So like you'll jump in and then like you'll just land on it. Like this is just amazing. This is just good. So I wonder what this means. Like maybe if he does like SA1 and I do SA3, maybe I can like use invincibility further out and catch his arms as it goes out. You know what I mean? Jamie. Some people consider to be the worst character in the game. So let's see where we're at. Oh my god. Okay, these are more changes than I expected, and these are more changes than I think that we should be doing. The reason why I think this is more than I think that we should be doing is because, like, I mean, this is not bad, right? It's 4 big changes, but overall, it's 5, 6, 7, 8 changes. So, and this is like, let's take up to 6 changes. It's not that bad, right? But I want smaller balance patches so that if Jamie proves to be too strong, we could go, oh, no. This is the change. That's the problem. Let's dial it back. But like, maybe, like he's too strong. I'm not saying he will be, but like, can we tell if it's this change or can we tell if it's this change? So the forward throw now has a follow-up added that raises your drink level. Continue to hold the button after the throw to perform the follow-up. So after you throw, if you hold throw, you'll just take a quick sip, right? Which is good. And in some cases, I believe he's actually plus, which I think is a wild change. I thought they should do this, but he should have to give up Oki, like most of his drinks. But this incentivizes throws, which is not a bad thing. But like, this is a wild change. It's a good change, but the fact that I think he gets Oki, I think is where I'm like, well, that's a little strong. Breakin', which is his Super Art 1. The damage of the normal version has been changed from 21 to 2200, so a little bit of a change. With damage, goes up. That's good for the character. The damage of the follow-up version has been changed to 75 to 80. Okay, so 100. The damage now matches his drink level 2 version of the move. Okay, cool. So again, he gets drink level 2 damage while he's not in drink level 2, which is good. Pushback on hit no longer applied with when this move lands on an opponent in the corner. What does this mean? Pushback is no longer applied? I don't know what this change means. Well, now down opponent for 5 frames longer than before. Oh. Does he get Oki after this? Does he get better Oki after this? Okay. The Devil's Song, Super Art 2. The drink level has been raised prior to activation. The drink level will now return to its value when the effect of this move ends. This is a common sense change. I recently found out that this didn't work this way. I always thought that when you use the Devil Song, it just returned to what drink level you're at. It wasn't until like a month ago where I want to say Louis Lightning had said, oh no, you just go back to 0. I was like, but what? Why? This is a great change. This is a really strong change. I have been a preacher that installs are like really strong in this game. And I said that the power of Jamie has to be linked around SA2. So now you're going to get your drink levels faster, which will put more power into Jamie through stuff like this. But let's say you win round 1, you go into round 2, you have your SA2, you could pop it and like start to get like the ball roller rolling because like you won the last round. Question that I have is, if you drink while you're in the Devil's Song, what happened, right? Does it raise your drink level on the back end? So if I start off at 0, if I drink while in the Devil's Song, will drink level go up to 1 when I'm out of it? Because that would incentivize drinking while under it, but also possibly nerf your damage, because like you might be going for bigger damage, but you might give up the damage to raise your drink level on the back end. Overdrive Tension. Fix an issue where the collision pushback of a knockdown opponent would disappear if there was no follow-up. Oh, interesting. That sucks. Fix an issue where the opponent's knockdown time was shortened after a normal when tension was used. Oh, that's goofy. Inconsistencies. Glad that they changed it. Ryu. Okay. So Jamie got 1, 5, 6 changes and 2 like bug fixes. Let's see what Ryu got. What? What are we talking about? Hello? This is exactly what I didn't want. Actually, the example that I give all the time when it comes to doing smaller balance changes is that in Street Fighter V, there was a balance patch where Ryu got 36 changes. And like, how do you know where the issue is? This is not good. Like, yes, this is good for Ryu players, right? But like, how do you know where, like, if he's too good, how do you know? Like, what do you change? And having a smaller balance patch means that you can fine-tune stuff and then maybe add something else to it. But we'll see, right? Because like, there could be one change that just like really like makes him really good, right? But we just don't know because there's 4, 6, 10, 14, 19, 20, 21 changes. Okay, let's go. Overdrive, sure, you can change the first hit's effect from a knockback to a blowback. What's the difference between a knockback and a blowback? Maybe like he'll vacuum more. Maybe it'll be easier to hit so he doesn't fall out of it. I don't know. If someone in chat knows, I would like to know. Solar Plexus Strike. The proximity block detection hitbox has been expanded to the edge of its attack between frames 2 and 18. Note, if opponent is inputting a direction away from you while in the proximity block detection hitbox, then they will block rather than moving away from you. I don't like... one thing that I like about Street Fighter 6 is that you have more freedom of movement, even if it is at the cost for having really strong low forward into drive rushes. So I'm not a big fan of proximity block. I never have been for Street Fighter 6. Okay. Light Hashigeki. Recovery on blocks has been adjusted from -4 to -3. This doesn't look like a big change, but you always, when you look at recovery, especially on block, you always have to add 4 frames. When you add 4 frames, that's what you get for burnout. So now this goes from being even on burnout to being +1 on burnout. And that alone is really good. Like, that's really good. So now I bet you he could do stuff like light punch, Hashigeki, light punch into Hashigeki, and just loop it. And since the move kind of moves him forward, like, and it's a special move, like, chip is going to be crazy. The knockback on block has been decreased, so they're closer. Knockback on burnout has been... Okay, good. So they addressed exactly what I was concerned with. All right, cool. Good job, Capcom. You gave me something. You obviously know the issue, and you're like, okay, cool, but we took care of that. Nice. The difference covered between the end of the active frames and the end of recovery has been decreased. Okay. It doesn't move forward as... Okay, cool. So this is... They gave power here, but he's closer, but it doesn't matter because he's safer. -3 also means that -3 means that if they're close, that also puts him in a strike throw mix-up. So if he's close by and I go to throw, like, you can't press a button. He'll get thrown on counter hit. Medium Hashigeki, the attack hitbox has been expanded forward. Okay. Projectile clash hitbox has been expanded forward. Okay. So, not that he needs that, but like, I guess, you know, we got it. He doesn't need this. He's got a fireball and parry. Why does he need to clash with fireballs? Why does medium Hashigeki need to clash with fireballs? He's got a parry. Okay. Heavy Hashigeki. The attack hitbox has been expanded forward. Okay. Projectile clash has been expanded forward. Same as medium. Knockback on block has been decreased. So I'm assuming you're closer. Distance covered between... Oh, this is actually not good then. Because you're +2 on this, I believe. Distance covered between the end of active frames and the end of recovery has been decreased. So again, this is just to keep him closer, but you're safe here. Overdrive Hashigeki. Attack hitbox has been expanded forward. Okay, so a lot of these changes, I take it back. A lot of these changes are just consistency for all, like the way Hashigeki works. The projectile clash has been expanded forward. The pushback is decreased. Knockback has been decreased. Cool. Wait, knockback on hit? Huh. Will he have to drive rush to combo after it, or did he have to? Does this open up more options, seeing as on hit it's decreased? Engine charge, Hashigeki attack. Okay, so a lot of these changes, like, basically was like 3 changes, and it covered like 12 things. The hitbox has been expanded forward. Cool. Projectile pass has been expanded forward. Knock back on block has been decreased. He's closer. The damage on overdrive version has been increased by 400. Okay. Putting value in Hashigeki. Distance covered between the end of active frames. It just brings him closer. Cool. Hadouken. The size of the hurt box around the arms has been reduced. What does that mean? The size of the hurt box. So it's... Huh? Why? So he's safer to throw out Hadoukens? Does this mean while it's active or beforehand? Is it going to be harder to stuff his Hadouken? So if he throws out Hadouken and I throw out SA3, there's a chance he'll whiff in places that it wouldn't have? Why? This is a change that's like not crazy. I'm not trying to act like, oh my god, that's so cheap, but like, this doesn't need to be a like there should be risk for throwing out Hadouken. Shinko Hadouken, the size of the hurt box around his arms. Why? These changes don't need to be here. 100%. These changes do not need to be here. This is just silly. So Ryu putting more value in his Hashigeki is actually like really annoying because Hashigeki right now is strong. I think the one change I would have liked to have seen for Ryu is having the Denjin charge only go through on the heavy punch version. You know what I mean? I think that would have been cool. I think that would have been cool. Ken, stand light punch. Size of the arm hurt box between frames 2 and 6 have been expanded. Hurt box. Size of the hurt box. Standing light attacks already have really big hurt boxes. This already was really big. Size of the hurt box has been decreased between 7 and 8. 4 frame startup, active for 2 frames. So the hurt box up until it's active is expanded, but after that they decrease the size of the hurt box on whiff. Okay. This is good. Maybe he won't be so oppressive. Maybe this changes the issue that I have where standing medium punch, standing medium kick doesn't work on him. Even though mathematically it should. We got to test this out. But this could be actually a good change for Jury. These strikes, the forward throw has been adjusted so that if the throw connects on an opponent in the corner, some distance will be placed between the players after the throw finishes. So maybe he doesn't get like automatic throw loops. Maybe he has to like do something else to be able to go for the next throw. Overdrive, aerial, Tatsumaki, Senpyaku. The landing recoveries for this when attack misses being expanded by 7. So the same thing as Luke. The collision pushback has been adjusted to make it more difficult for opponents to jump over this move. Okay. Well, fine. Maybe this is going to be harder to escape corners, I'm assuming. Zangief. Double lariat. Adjusted so that the second attack of the hit, not in air frame. Oh, let's try that again. Adjusted so that the second attack hits opponents not in the air 1 frame earlier. So if they're on the ground, it's quicker to attack on the second hit. Okay. Adjusted so that the second attack knocks down the opponent for additional 1 frame. So more frame advantage on hit if they're on the ground. Okay. Adjusted the hit reaction to the first attack when it hits an opponent not in the air. So it's possible. Okay. So there's more hit stop. So the difference between hit stun and hit stop is hit stun is like how long like they have to recover for. So it's like it affects like how plus you are on like hit, right? Hit stop is how long the game freezes until it goes to the next one, right? And you see that with Feng Shui Engine, your meter goes down and every time you hit, you'll see it do this. Right? You'll see it slowly stop. And that's because of hit stop. Hit stop freezes the game. So they added more hit stop to this so that you can SA3. So you don't have to like turn it too fast. Just so that the first attack's blowback distance is reduced when hitting an opponent midair. Okay, so they're not as far, so maybe follow-ups are easier. Distance traveled initially when the move is performed has been increased. Oh, okay, so it has more horizontal range. Nice. Aerial Russian Slam, the hitbox has been expanded downward. Perfect. So maybe now this move will actually work how it's supposed to work. Cyclone Larry extended the collision pushback upward while the screen is darkened. Please note this is due to a change in overall pullback effect. This should mitigate situations where it's difficult. Okay, cool. So I don't know what this means, but it makes that combo with the double lariat into level 2 work better. Okay, cool. Fair. Chun-Li. Top 3 Chun-Li. Standing light punch. Size of the hurt box around the arms. Oh. They didn't fix Ryu, though. This is another character that I had the same problem with. I wonder if that works now. Aerial 100 lightning legs. Has initial scaling. Oh, they scaled it. Oh, this is lit. I wonder if they did this with Blanka. So, and maybe Cammy. Is there a Cammy change? There's no Cammy change. Damn. So moves that like you could wake up with like instant air, special moves that beat throws. Maybe they're gonna scale more. Dee Jay. Funky Slicer. The knockback on block has been. What's Funky Slicer? It's not so bad. Size of the hurt box of the initial frames have been expanded. What's Funky Slicer? Is Funky Slicer Sway? It is the Wait, let's go back. The knockback on block has been so he's closer. The size of the hurt box after the initial frames has been expanded after the active, so it's easier to whiff punish. So he can't just throw this out willy-nilly. Man, look, I watch Capcom Cup and every DJ was just like, I'm gonna try my offense. Just kidding. Sway. Bonk. Big damage. Boom. Right? Every time. Oh, this could be good. I like that. Dhalsim, what do we got? Yoga Teleport. Fix an issue where certain inputs will cause Dhalsim's reappearance position to be different than from normal. Okay. Yoga Flame. Fix an issue where an attack landed as a counter or punish counter. The second hit of the attack would deal the same. Oh, okay. So it wasn't consistent with all the hits of it. Okay, cool. Just some bug changes. Blanka. Modern controls lightning beast. It's an issue where Blanka would perform electric thunder instead of rolling vertical attacks while it was active. And the player is charging down. Oh, okay, I see. So overlapping inputs. I got it. It's an issue where the attack's reach would extend forward more than usual in performing. Okay, well, a nerf. Okay, I was hoping he would get the Chun-Li. Damn, I was hoping. That seems a little bit weird, the fact that they had this Chun-Li changed in. If that's the case, then like, what is the reason for this nerf? Because the reason why this move is strong is to avoid throws. So I was hoping that maybe this would be the same thing for Blanka. Menon. And Hall. Adjusted that this move has greater inertia when performing out of a drive rush. The hell is in Hall? Etoile? I don't know how to say it. It's the Super R2. The first and second hit now have blowback effect when hitting an opponent mid-air. Following attack should connect easier. So consistency, okay. After the second hit, the third attack, the opponent's knockdown period will be extended. With this change, even if the third attack doesn't commit, if the third attack doesn't connect, it will be more difficult for opponents to count. Okay, so this is interesting. This is a change that like Capcom is like, yeah, we tried to fix it, we couldn't. But hey, you know what? Since we can't fix it, even if it don't work, we got you covered. So I'm assuming people fell out of this, and they made some changes so that people fall out of it less. But they're saying like, so it should connect now, but if it don't, you're not punishable. Okay. What is this move? The in hall. I don't know what that move. But you have greater inertia under drive rush. Perfect. JP. Tribog. When JP's embrace cannot be performed because one of his projectiles on screen, pressing back SP button mod controls will cause nothing to be performed to offset. Okay. No, we don't really care much about it. Standing heavy punch. The size of the foot hurt box. I prayed for this to happen, and it came true. I prayed for this to happen, and it came true. I prayed for this to happen. The size of the foot hurt box during the active frames have been expanded. Let's make it... I'm going to be very clear, chat. The size of the foot hurt box expanding is not that they made it easier to whiff punish. What they did was they added a hurt box to the active, like during the active frames. There wasn't, right? It didn't go all the way. Now, the issue is that they don't say the size of the foot hurt box during recovery. Size of the hurt box for after the active frames have been expanded, but they don't say the foot hurt box. But maybe this should be easier. They just can't throw this button out free, and maybe now we don't have to stand. Like, the issue with this move has always been, where do you stand, right? And like, people will say things like skill issue, but like, no, like, for you to whiff punish this move, you need to have a move that moves you forward so that you can stand further out, or you need to stand close enough, but still while this move whiffs. But the issue also is that you're also in range of crouching medium kick, and like, you're in range of like his other moves with his cane. So it's like, you can't stand outside of other button ranges and be safe. Like, for you to whiff punish this required you to like drive rush in, or it required, and like, that's hard to do. Or it required you to literally, the cane is here, you have to be here, right? But you can't even be here, right? Because the hurt box comes out to here. So you have to be here. And if you're too far out, you can't whiff punish this. So this might seem like a big nerf to JP, but when I talk about changes, I'm not talking about this as a nerf. This is legitimately just a fix. This is just how the move should... I don't know what it looks like, but this is how the move should work. Crouching heavy punch. The invincibility... Crouching heavy punch. The invincibility to mid-air attacks. So this move applied to the upper body has been removed. There's a smudge on my screen, chat. There's a little smudge. Okay, it's clean now. It's clean. My eyes are clean. Let's read it again. Crouching heavy punch. The invincibility. What do you mean? What do you mean invincibility to mid-air attack? What do you mean? This move had invincibility. I remember someone in chat said that this move had invincibility on the first few frames. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. I was annoyed that day. So I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. I thought they meant this move. But they were talking about this. Why? Is there any other character that has mid-air invincibility on their button anti-airs? That's crazy. Normal and overdrive amnesia. Adjusted the immediate scaling value of 50. Huh? Wait. He's not scaled down to 85%? He's now scaled down to 40%? Oh no, it scales to 50. Okay, cool. So this is exactly what I thought it should be. Okay, cool. That's a huge change. But you can't have everything. JP cannot have a one frame parry that has invincibility, that has armor, that has two orbs that track you, that don't go away on hit, that also explodes huge, while having 20 frames active. He can't have all of that and still get like huge damage off of it. You just can't have all that. Performing SA3 on a knocked back opponent will now cause a projectile generated from catching an opponent's attack of this move to detonate quicker. What does that mean? Is this good? Is this like good for JP? Like he doesn't lose the possible damage? After successfully catching an opponent's attack with this move, JP's SA gauge will now not increase until either the generated projectile is gone or until the combo ends. Nah. That's messed up. The drive gauge increase for drive parrying or perfect parrying. The overdrive version of this move has been changed. Wait, you get mad drive gauge back now. I think that's a full bar. Times 2. You get 2 bars back for that? Fix an issue resulting in unintended behavior of the projectile when on the edge of the screen. Okay, fix an issue. A projectile will not disappear. This move clash with an opponent's SA. Okay. That's crazy. That's actually like ridiculous. That's actually like yo. I'm not a JP apologist, right? I like the character a lot. I just thought he was a little bit overtuned. This one here is wild. This one here is crazy. Like, I don't think he needed to have this one. They could have had a decrease, but saying that like you don't earn SA gauge at all until the projectile is gone, that's crazy. That's wild. But this will decrease the amount of times he gets it, which is good, which is overall good. But my issue always, right, is can we try and see how amnesia feels with like these changes? And like this sounds like it's a quality of life change, but like can we like you know what, I take it back. I could see, maybe this is fine, because if you look, this is like 2 issues here. Getting more parry, more drive gauge off the parry is kind of wild though. Departure and OD have more scaling on departure. Damn. Drive gauge increase for powering and perfect powering normal versions. Damn, you get mad drive gauge back for that. Wow. That's wild. So they didn't change the speed of certain things. So like, yeah, that's fine. Wow. You know, I'm going to be honest, chat. I'm going to keep it a stack. This doesn't change anything. This changes the amount of time JP wins off of amnesia. Right? Absolutely. But like, you're still in you're still in your most advantageous position after amnesia. You still have the 1 frame. You still have armor. You still have invincibility. You still have the 2 projectiles. Like, you still have the 20 frames active. Like, this move is still really good. This doesn't change what is like strong about the move. You just change the reward that you get from your defensive option. I'm okay with that. I think this is fine. Crouching heavy punch, I'll have to test. This is an outlier. I think this is fine. Sucks for JP. Like, you got to put a job application now. You can't just stand around and just hit this button. But I think JP is still strong. I think JP's still probably top 5 still. Ashido. After wall jumps, fix an issue where performing certain techniques after a wall jump, not put Rashid in a force. I noticed this, actually. I thought this was weird. This is good. This is good. Standing light punch. Size of the hurt box around his arms. Okay, so this is the typical standing light punch. More of a hurt box at startup, less of a hurt box on recovery. Overdrive spinning mixer. His 3rd attack is now invincible to mid-air attacks. Oh, that's good. Oh, it's going to be more... it's going to be more consistent for anti-airing. That's good. That's dope. Yup. Level 2. Fix an issue where the whirlwind wouldn't display as intended. They didn't change this install? Oh, no. Chat. I submit to you, this is the best level 2 in the game. This is ridiculous. I'm surprised they didn't increase the cost of it or like decrease SA generation. Aki. Standing medium punch. The number of active range for this attack has been adjusted from 3 to 5? Why? But why? There's no need for that. We can't try 4? 5 is crazy. On this move? Damn. Crouching light punch. The attack hitbox has been expanded. Oh, so it has more range. Okay, cool. Okay. Overdrive snake step. Fix an issue where the normal version of snake step would be performed instead of overdrive version when inputting. Oh, this is modern. Okay, cool. Can we make this move throw invul, please? I would like greatly appreciate it. That would be cool. So that's the changes for the characters. Don't they have us like a general like everyone change? Wasn't there something like that? List. Isn't there usually like system changes or something? Oh, this is all fighters. Yeah, okay. Cool. Right? Not bad. Not bad. I'll be honest. Luke being top tier, this doesn't change it. This will just force Luke to play that there's like risk involved with throwing out this button now, right? There's risk for like the reward. Because they didn't adjust the hitbox, and I've been like one to say that like Luke's crouching medium punch hitbox is actually like, it's good, but it's not that crazy. It's actually that it interacts with hurt boxes really easily. So I think Luke's who are really good they'll feel this, but they won't feel it as hard as like bad Luke players. So this actually is a change that's kind of like weird because it's gonna hurt the newer players a lot more than the more experienced ones. But I think that's fine, right? It's fine. It's more incentive to get better. But yeah, usually it's the other way around, right? But yeah, that's fine. Jamie, a lot of changes, good changes, and like a lot of value in this. I cannot express to you guys how crazy this changes. Jamie's get throws, right? They throw well, but also the fact that now when you go into 2, like think about it, chat. If you're drink level 4 and you go into the Devil's Song, you return at 4, right? So you just get a free install and then you just stay at 4. That's crazy. I think this character is going to be much better, but I can't say. This change could be so good, this might bump him up a lot. This is just such a huge change. Ryu, I don't know. Ryu has this like pattern of getting like the most changes and he's still dog, right? He's still dog. Ken changes. Ken's still going to be really strong. Zangief is going to be more annoying for Jury, but like he needs this. Chun-Li, no big changes to be honest. I'm concerned about. I'm wondering about this. Let me just try it real quickly, chat. Let's just see. All right, let's just look at it. Chun-Li. When it was in level 4. No. So what I mean is that if you are drink level 4 and you went into Demon Song and your level 2 wore off, you went back to 0. That's what I mean. This. No, this. That's what I want. All right. Let's see. Block wall. Nope. Still. Nope. It doesn't change. Okay. I'm assuming Ryu's the same. Yep. Okay, cool. Okay. JP. Fine. That move is fun. What? That move is fine. That move is fine. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. Dee Jay, this is a huge change. This is a big change. Dhalsim, not much. Blanka, not much. Manon, not much consistency. I'm surprised they didn't buff her more. JP, oh, we have to try it, chat. We have to try it. Okay, still no. Oh, we're eating. Oh, we're eating. Oh, we're eating. Rip Bozo. Rip Bozo. Still whiffs. Yeah. Wow. 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 Whoa. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, wow. Oh, that still whiffs though. Damn. Oh, that's so good. That doesn't work, right? That's good. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. We are eating. Rashid changes. Nothing big. Aki changes. If you're an Aki player. Those are the changes. I don't think this changes much. I think it helps Ryu. I think it helps Jamie out. But ultimately, I don't think much of the meta is shifting. But maybe Jamie being stronger changes some other matchups in the top tier. Maybe for an example, like, I'm not saying this is the case, right? But like maybe Jamie being stronger helps him out in like the JP matchup to the point where like maybe JP has a hard time against Jamie. I'm not saying he does, but I'm saying like with like top tier coming down a bit and like the bottom tier coming up a bit, you might see some kind of weird change, right? But yeah, no, huge. This is that kind of stuff I wish they would do every 3 months when a character drops, not in between. It should be the same day that a character drops. But yeah, those are the changes. That's exciting.